Welcome, green thumbs and curious minds. Today, we dive into the wonderful world of growing potatoes. Cultivating these earthy gems is not only a rewarding endeavor but also a practical one. Potatoes are versatile, nutritious, and a staple in many cuisines around the world. Growing your own ensures you have a steady supply of fresh, chemical-free spuds right at your fingertips. Furthermore, potato gardening is a fantastic way to get your hands dirty and connect with nature. It's a skill that transcends the boundaries of hobby gardening, teaching valuable lessons about patience, nurturing, and the circle of life. Whether you're a seasoned green thumb or someone just exploring the realm of homegrown produce, potato cultivation offers a rich, hands-on experience that's as fulfilling as it is educational. So, are you ready to become a potato growing expert? Here's your easy step-by-step guide. Before we delve into the planting process, it's crucial to choose the right potato variety. Now, potatoes come in a vibrant palette of types and sizes, each with its unique characteristics. For example, russet potatoes, known for their rough brown skin and white flesh, are ideal for baking and frying due to their high starch content. On the other hand, red potatoes, with their waxy texture, hold their shape well, making them perfect for salads and stews. Then we have the Yukon Golds, a versatile all-rounder brilliant for mashing, roasting, or grilling. But let's not forget about the climate. Some varieties, like the Kennebec, are more tolerant to cooler temperatures, while others, such as the Pontiac Red, thrive in warmer climates. And here's a golden rule: always select certified seed potatoes. These are guaranteed to be disease-free, giving your crop the best possible start. Remember, the right potato variety sets the foundation for a successful harvest. Now let's prepare the ground for our potatoes. This is a crucial step in the potato growing process, and it begins with understanding the ideal soil conditions for our tuberous friends. Potatoes, like most plants, thrive in well-drained, loose soil. This type of soil allows the roots to expand and the tubers to grow without much resistance. Now, how do we achieve this loose, well-drained soil? It's simple. We start by breaking up the soil. You can use a garden fork or a rototiller for this process. The goal is to loosen the soil to about a foot deep, breaking up any large clods and removing stones that could hinder the growth of the potatoes. Remember, the easier it is for the potatoes to grow, the larger and healthier they will be. Next, let's talk about pH levels. Potatoes prefer slightly acidic soil, with an ideal pH range of between 5.2 and 6.4. If your soil is too alkaline, it may encourage a disease called potato scab. You can test your soil's pH using a simple home testing kit available at most garden centers. If your soil is too alkaline, you can lower the pH by adding elemental sulfur or organic matter such as compost or well-rotted manure. Speaking of organic matter, adding it to your soil is a great way to improve its structure and nutrient content. Organic matter like compost or well-rotted manure can provide the nutrients that potatoes need to grow. It also helps to improve the soil's capacity to hold on to water and nutrients, while still allowing good drainage. Keep in mind that preparing the soil is not a one-time task. Regularly adding organic matter and maintaining the right pH level will ensure that your soil remains healthy and productive, providing the perfect home for your potatoes. With the soil well prepared, we're ready to plant our potatoes. So grab your gardening gloves and let's move on to the next step. It's time to get our hands dirty and plant those potatoes. The potato planting process is both science and art, a delicate balance of knowing the right depth, the correct spacing, and the importance of positioning the eyes upwards. So how deep should we plant our potatoes? Generally, the rule of thumb is to go about 4 to 6 inches deep, a depth perfect for the potatoes to establish firm roots and have enough soil to protect them from sunlight. Next, let's talk about spacing. The distance between each potato is crucial for their growth. Each potato needs its own space to grow and expand. Planting them too close might lead to competition for nutrients and water, which we don't want. So, a good guideline is to leave about 12 to 15 inches of space between each potato. Now, onto the eyes of the potatoes. If you've ever wondered why your potatoes at home start sprouting, that's because of these eyes. When planting, always ensure the eyes are facing upwards. These sprouts will grow into the plant's stems and leaves, reaching for the sun. But what if your potatoes have multiple eyes? No worries. You can cut the potato into chunks, each with an eye. This way, each piece can grow into a new plant. However, do let these cuts dry for a day or two before planting to avoid rot. Remember, potatoes love a sunny spot, so make sure your garden gets at least 6 hours of sunlight a day for the best results. And, while they're not too picky about soil type, they do prefer slightly acidic soil. Before we wrap up, here's a little tip. If you're planting in rows, the rows should be about 30 to 36 inches apart. This will give you enough space to walk and work between the rows without disturbing the plants. Great work! Our potatoes are now in the ground and ready to grow. Now, with a little patience and care, you'll soon be harvesting your own homegrown potatoes, so stick with us as we move on to the next phase, care and maintenance. Planting is just the start. Now let's talk about taking care of our potato plants. A well-tended garden is a productive garden, and potatoes are no exception. They need some tender, loving care to yield their best. Let's start with watering. Potatoes love moisture, but not too much of it. We're aiming for consistency, so keep the soil evenly moist. Not too dry, not too wet. Overwatering can lead to rot, while underwatering stresses the plant and affects growth. A good rule of thumb is to water deeply once a week, but adjust based on weather conditions. Next, let's talk hilling. Hilling is the process of piling soil around the base of your potato plants. This serves two purposes. It keeps the developing tubers covered, preventing them from turning green and bitter, and it also helps control weeds. Hill your potatoes every few weeks, or whenever the plants are about 6 to 8 inches tall. Fertilizing is another key aspect of potato care. Potatoes are heavy feeders, meaning they require a lot of nutrients to grow well. Use a balanced, slow-release fertilizer at planting time, then supplement with a high-potassium feed once the plants start to flower. This will help your potatoes develop into large, flavorful tubers. Lastly, let's touch on pests. Potatoes can attract a few unwanted guests, like the Colorado potato beetle or aphids. To keep these at bay, try companion planting with plants that repel these insects, like marigold or horseradish. If you notice any pests, remove them manually or use an organic pesticide. Taking care of your potatoes may require a bit of work, but the reward is well worth it. With consistent watering, regular hilling, proper fertilization, and diligent pest control, you'll be on your way to a bountiful harvest in no time. Remember, a little care goes a long way in ensuring a healthy potato harvest. Finally, the moment we've been waiting for, it's harvest time. After weeks of nurturing your little potato plants, it's time to reap the rewards. Start by gently loosening the soil around the plants with a garden fork, ensuring not to stab any hidden tubers. Now, carefully lift the plant and harvest your potatoes. Harvesting should ideally be done on a dry day. Once harvested, don't wash the potatoes. Instead, let them dry to allow the soil to adhere to their skin, forming a protective barrier. This process, known as curing, helps to prolong their shelf life. Afterwards, store your potatoes in a cool, dark, and well-ventilated place. Avoid storing them in plastic bags, as this can lead to moisture buildup and subsequently rot. Instead, use paper bags, boxes, or burlap sacks. And there you have it. You've successfully grown and harvested your own potatoes. Congratulations! You've now grown your own potatoes from start to finish. We've covered a lot today in our potato growing journey. We kicked off with the crucial task of selecting the right potato varieties to suit your gardening goals. Then, we plunged into the nitty-gritty of soil preparation, ensuring the earth is rich and ready to nurture your potatoes. We then delved into the planting process, guiding you through the best techniques to give your spuds a great start. We didn't stop there though. We moved on to the care and maintenance aspect, discussing watering, fertilizing, and pest control techniques to keep your crop healthy and thriving. Finally, we wrapped up with the joy of harvesting your potatoes, a rewarding end to your gardening endeavor. Remember, every step is essential, and with patience and care, you'll be well on your way to a bountiful potato harvest. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more gardening content. Till next time, happy gardening.